Welcome everybody back to another Boldcast One Piece reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
This is episodes 277 and 278. Had to do the intro because we didn't do it last episode because Lindsay said that there was no intro needed. Lindsay's fault. Let's go. Leave a like, subscribe.
And so what? You're gonna kill me.
Culture.
World government creation.
Yes.
That's what we've been waiting
We've
for.
We've been clawing at this door for the last like 100 episodes. A grand kingdom.
Ooh.
And the government erased an entire century. But it would threaten you.
The truth being revealed.
What is it?
Spit it out. No. Everyone's still there.
Even I bet. Oh my god. I wonder even the people there, like even the Marines.
Yeah. Probably, maybe even this guy.
Yeah.
Go to that raft.
Is this a nuclear submarine?
Yeah. All of the, like, they're just gonna explode everything, right? Oh, there.
Oh. They're all gonna get shot in the back, it doesn't matter.
Oh, we're just gonna get exploded or die in the fire, it doesn't matter.
I think he knows that. That's why he's just, it's a prayer.
Giving them something to do.
Just scrambling the best way they can, just totally futile.
Before they get nuked.
Don't say it. No.
Yeah. Seems to be the hidden truth about the Buster call. Who cares at this point? I hope he just gets hit right now. Damn it.
I wonder if Spandau was put to death or something because he like let Robin go.
And didn't bring back Olivia either.
Yeah. The raft.
The evacuation raft. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Why won't
What is
you
she
go
gonna
too?
do?
Or is she gonna go track down and try and kill those guys so they don't?
What? What is it?
What? It's too bad he couldn't take some of those books and those other scholars too.
Yeah, right.
Is he gonna get shot?
Vice Admiral. The deserter.
Interesting.
Oh, this is the...
Huge boat.
He freed her. Hell's that?
No.
He made it all the way to Vice Admiral. With a D, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We know one other guy like that. I thought his head got blown right off right there.
Oh no. And he wrecks all those ships.
Yeah, and then she's blamed for it.
Oh.
Holy shit. Frickin' heck, dude.
You hate to see it.
I love the confirmed theory, by the way.
Of what?
That our theory about like there being a civil war.
Oh yeah.
But
we were talking about like the Marines obviously haven't been around for like thousands of years, and we even suspected that they probably weren't around during like the creation of the poneglyphs, and it now seems to be confirmed that directly after that is when the world government formed, and like there was obviously some kind of conflict, and then afterwards the victors kind of banded together and created the world government.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole bunch of like, yeah, apparently you can just learn everything from them, not only the weapon, and then the government just uses the weapon as an excuse, because if they said, oh, we're trying to cover our own asses from the information that's on there, then people wouldn't be like, people would be like, maybe I don't want to murder innocent people because you want to hide something,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But it's, if you know,
They're ruling
if
with
you're
fear.
if you're like, oh, you know, killing this entire island worth of people will actually save all of humanity because they're trying to bring back this weapon that could destroy everything, then it's like, you know, even people who aren't, you know, bad people would say, you know, I guess we can sacrifice these few people, you know, for the good of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really messed up thing, and I like that Clover called them on it, and then they didn't say like, yeah, that's what we're doing, but clearly that's exactly what they're doing, you know. It's really messed up.
Yeah, so but maybe there is like an Attack on Titan-esque like thing to this where, you know, we're sort of, history has been written to demonize this other country, whatever they are, to the point where they had to be erased, and apparently they had access to like technology or knowledge that, you know, the world government as it is did not have access to.
Mm-hmm.
So the first layer is like there's a weapon, and if people dig too deep, the weapon will be made, and it'll be like a larger scale version of what happened with Frankie, where it'll be used by the wrong people, even if he didn't mean it for it to be used by the wrong people. It'll be used by the wrong people just because it's in existence. That's level 1. Level 2 is that whole thing of the weapon is potential, but it's really a cover for the atrocities and the conflict that happened with an enemy that they want to erase from history. So, and the idea is that, you know, it was so heinous or so terrible, it was such a sin that, like, it needs to be wiped away from everything. But what if there is a good reason why the entire world basically, like, came together to eliminate this threat? If they did have access to all this technology or all this other knowledge, and, you know, it goes back around. Like, it was originally, like, preventing people from knowing the truth because the truth is dangerous, to the truth is inconvenient to you. That's why you don't, so you're using this danger and using fear to keep this information secret. And that's what it is, because you're embarrassed, or it's inconvenient, or it doesn't help you. But maybe it doesn't help them because it actually is dangerous. Like, maybe it's both, you know, like with Titans essentially, and Eldia and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe there is a similar thing there where the history has been, like, overwritten and rewritten, and there is, like, it doesn't really change. It's just kind of confirmation, but it doesn't really change. Like, maybe they really are, maybe it's for their own control and their own greed. But that seems to be what Clover is putting forward, that it's like, oh, you're saying that it's for the greater good, but it's really just because you guys are at the heads of a sinful, terrible, you know, tyrannical government. But maybe they're tyrannical for a reason, and there's a deeper thing that they need to keep from everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like it will become more clear as we learn more, like, first of all, about the blank history, second of all, about, like, what the world government, like, what they're trying to do at this point in time, because they've had, like, the same goal of keeping the secret for so long, and also the goal could have changed over time with, you know, different people being in power.
Yeah. A grand kingdom.
Looks pretty crazy. It looks pretty grand.
And information has obsessively been erased.
I guess I just think, what could be so...
I mean, like, just weapons. Like
Yeah.
you know, with the Attack
But
on
could it
Titan
be something
analogy.
other than, like, could there be something that's other than the weapon? Like some...
Maybe
I
more
don't
weapons.
know.
Maybe that's, like, it's, you know, there's Pluton, and it goes back to my theory of, like, you know, there
Yeah.
being more of them, and Poseidon, which I don't know if we have any information about what that even is. It was mentioned, like, one time.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, like, yeah, the fact that there's this place, and then, like, what did they, like, is this like the lost city of Atlantis, essentially, like this futuristic, you know, like,
Yeah.
crazy place that, like, kind of flew too close to the sun with all of their innovations, and then, you know, fell beneath the sea, never to be heard of again, and, you know, it's, our original conception of this whole thing laid with, there's, like, a, you know, Pluton is kind of like the nuke, essentially. It's this world's version of the nuke. And it's information that, you know, history is in a place, you know, like, imagine in real history, like, the nuke happened, and then there was a time where, a critical time where, instead of everybody getting nukes, the people who made them, or everyone else in the world except for the states, like, everybody converged and then destroyed every, you know, trace of it, and just, like, kept us from progressing down that road. If that was an option, that's basically what happened, this, like, alternate history type thing. And they're in this place where they can stop nukes from being this ultimate power that, like, everybody could potentially have access to, or it's, like, out of control of the world government. So that's what they're trying to keep, is they're trying to keep control, but they're also trying to keep peace, because if Pluton was discovered and the plans were, you know, passed down, or if people knew, then it would unleash a level of horror that, like, nobody could stop. And I figured that the reason there was the blank history, it seems now it's like it's been erased. The blank history is blank because every trace of that time and that kingdom was erased on purpose.
I thought that that might have been a possibility, and it seems like it's definitely what happened, and maybe there was a good reason for it. But I thought that the weapon or the nuke allegory destroyed, you know, everything for 100 years. Like it erased almost on accident. It was like a big poof that like sent everybody back to the Stone Age almost. And then the remnants of people who could remember formed the world government. And maybe it is. Maybe there is some element to this that is true. Because there it seems like there was an enemy, as they say, a war that went on. And you know, I don't know. It is interesting that like the government now, how they deal with threats that are too great is they buster call them. That's like a thing that they do, and it's essentially like nuking the problem. You just like destroy everything. So, and it's kind of been this pattern perhaps that has persisted since they were successful in destroying whatever this kingdom was. I could see that.
Shit, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I was also saying, like, you know, when they say, like, oh yeah, why would they, you know, make these indestructible stone blocks that, you know, do that, you know, that are indestructible, because they had something so important that they couldn't write it down in books, because as we literally saw in this episode, books just get destroyed.
Yeah.
And it's like, you wouldn't, like, if you knew that everyone was gonna die, then, like, building a weapon is not like, oh, we need to make sure that everyone knows how to build this weapon, you know? It's like, we need to make sure everyone knows this other thing. Like, that's when they were like, oh, well, they must have had an enemy that was coming after them, and it's like, yeah, that's true, to, like, cause them to create that, but it's also, like, maybe, don't repeat this kind of history, and I need to, or, you know, this happened, and you need to know about it to go forward. You know, it's like, you wouldn't go to those lengths to create these things, and like potentially if you had all this stuff and you kind of let yourself get destroyed anyway, you know, just I don't know where I'm going with that, but you know what I mean.
No,
like
I think I see what you mean.
The importance of, like, you don't, if you need to go to those lengths to scatter these pieces around the world to make sure that this information stays forever so that people will always remember this, you wouldn't do that just because you, like, made a cool weapon that was really powerful and you wanted to, like, get those guys back, you wanted your descendants to one day get those other guys back for what they, you know what I mean? Like, that's, I feel like that is not a strong enough, that's not a strong enough goal those things.
It's like, if they could scatter all of the poneglyphs to every corner of the world, then they could have probably saved themselves.
Yeah.
As well. Like, I feel like they probably chose to get destroyed. Also would be kind of like a similar thing with Attack on Titan, where like they chose to retreat to the island. They chose to kind of lose because of the long because they knew that they were all gonna get killed. Yeah. And it was more important to save this information than it was to save themselves, because, you know, people can die, but these things can be around. Well, and forever. Also, and maybe they were harboring like a secret that they didn't want to get out, but they were safeguarding it. And it seems like if they were a great kingdom, you know, they were probably like, so, yeah, like you said, like an Atlantis thing, and the reason why everybody, you know, either the world government was, it seems like the world government, as is told, was formed officially after the destruction of this kingdom, but it seems like it was a coalition that banded together against this place. Yeah. So like, maybe it really was just like an imbalance of power, and these guys weren't, you know, this is a story about pirates. And we've talked about how the world government is essentially just like a big pirate organization. It's the biggest pirate in the game, essentially. There's no difference between them and pirates. They're just bigger. That's the only difference. So, like, there's this civilization with things that the pirates want. They come and they take it, and they destroy, and they leave everything in ruin. And then they have the control, and now they're on top. So now they're like the government or the kingdom or whatever. Yeah. But it would make sense, it would kind of go full circle if, like, the world government, who acts and behaves exactly like pirates, like just Arlong but on a larger scale, or literally like Crocodile but on a larger scale, if their humble beginnings were a bunch of warring tribes that banded together to get the biggest score that they could of this crazy thing, and then to make sure that that their work is solidified, they all banded together, formed an organization, a great pirate like thing of the world government, and with their own flag, and banded together so that there wouldn't be as much infighting, and then made sure that the people who they raided could never come back on top, and that they would always, but because they're pirates, and because like a pirate doesn't make things, a pirate takes things, so like they take things, so they can't, like, they couldn't discover how to make Pluton, you know, if those are like their beginnings, they couldn't discover that. These people of this kingdom, maybe it goes deeper, maybe it's a level deeper and it's the same thing just repeated, but like I think the idea is these people like discovered something, they progressed, they were a society that built up on their own, and then had everything taken from them by this outside force because they were like out of control, or they had something that these people wanted. So like, you know, it would be interesting to see how all of that came, how it comes all full circle, because the idea, just with the idea of the world government being pirates at the end of the day, just a larger pirate thing and wanting that control. So like, if this place was able to discover Pluton, was able to discover maybe other mysteries that we don't know, other technological advancements, maybe they, you know, if the quote-unquote pirates of the world government couldn't make that, then it would be in their best interest in that case to make sure that they couldn't come back. Because if people were able to uncover, or, you know, basically do what these people did, what this civilization did, and reach the heights that they reached because they, you know, were dared to create something instead of going out and just stealing it and trashing and burning everything behind you and just taking it and living the pirate life. If you lived a civilized life and in a real civilized way, and discovered things and made advancements in technology that helped people without taking from other people, then you would be threatening the order and of the now world government, previously a bunch of pirate clans perhaps that like worked together to take down this place. I think the idea of it being just another big score for pirates, and then they, you know, that kind of idea swells up over 800 years to the point where now they're unrecognizable as, like, I mean, unless you're critical and thinking about it, like the idea that now they're this prim and proper thing with these the 5 elder stars who are, you know, all in white suits and different, and they all have different backgrounds. It looks like they all come from different cultures around maybe the Grand Line or the world, or each of the different seas. There's 5 of them. There's 5 seas if the Grand Line is 1 sea. Yeah. You know, maybe they're each from one of those, and each of them went over and took out this place. I don't know. Maybe Raftel is a thing. Raftel was mentioned as the last island on the Grand Line. Maybe this is that island. That would make sense, you know?
But then how would people know about it, you know, unless it was like a destroyed version of this?
Well, I think we heard Raftel from Crocus, if I remember correctly, who was, if the theory holds, was Roger's ship doctor. Roger tracked down all the poneglyphs, you know? Yeah. Maybe they made it there eventually and then turned back and because they like completed their task or whatever. I don't know. What if, because going back I don't want to get on Roger again, but just extending that idea that they made it, found out all this, maybe Roger's crew uncovered all the mysteries, and just and Roger like gave himself up. Maybe he gave himself up in a similar way that like these people gave themselves up to, like, you know, just or maybe
to get people looking for it.
Yes, yeah, because Roger's like, oh, I mean, there's Ask D question, which is a big meme, but like the idea is Roger, he's the king of the pirates. He's like the strongest fucking guy ever. There's no way he just like he got defeated and then just he let himself. He's laughing, he's smiling, he's like telling people he died a martyr to help possibly people uncover all of this, all of this stuff, because maybe him knowing it wasn't enough. And you know, the One Piece is like tied into this. Maybe the One Piece is like tied into the ability to, you know, work as a civilization, as a community, rather than just as a pirate who, like, you know, takes things. It's the difference between like Luffy, who explores things and wants to experience life with his friends and gain life, gain not just, you know, he's not about like searching for knowledge, but he's like going out into the world with his friends and learning things and getting new stuff, and just enjoying life and accomplishing your dreams, versus and about that freedom, about like the true pirate way, as we talked about, like about like the great pirate era type spirit manifests. That's what Luffy is. And then Blackbeard, we've talked about, is like the dark side of that, somebody who, like, you know, takes that freedom and then doesn't have any more morality with them, or is the, you know, the darker side of it.
Yeah.
You know, I forget where I was going with that. Anyway, but like, oh, because like Luffy would, you know, in searching for the One Piece, if the One Piece is this thing, whether it's, you know, an experience or whether it's metaphorical or whether it's attached to some, you know, Luffy is maybe able to, with his ideals, bring out the type of things that allow progress to move forward without it being based on taking a negative, whereas Blackbeard represents the side of a pirate that kind of like caused this potential cycle in the first place. I don't know. Very interesting stuff. It's really fucking hot in here. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna end it there and then maybe watch the next one tomorrow.
Yeah, but they said we have to watch.
We gotta watch the next one now. We'll take a break and then we'll watch it. Anyway.
I guess.
Preserve as many sentences as we can.
There is no evacuation ship.
Is there none? I thought there actually was.
There was, but then they were like... The OP looks so fun. I wish you could watch it.
Nakama. Oh shit, shut up, guy. Hey, who are you? Spider. Oh no. Sorry.
Oh.
Aokiji. Wait. Wait, really?
They said everyone...
blew him up. Wait.
Well...
I mean, going off of his logic, why like do it a half measure genocide? Like if you're trying to kill everybody. Like if they really believe that like destroying this is the only way to preserve peace or whatever.
Yeah. Oh no. Run away, Robin.
That's not nice.
So sad. Whoa. One Piece paper shredder. It's fully a lie. Oh no. Bitch. Maybe you should, like, shave your head or something. Oh.
Who the hell is this? That's how it works.
世界とその闇だから今回のことももう二度もあなたたちをが永遠に続けばどんなに気のいいあなたたちだってか重荷に思う。いつか私を裏切って捨てるに決まってる。つけに来て欲しくもなかった。いつか落とす命なら私は今ここで死にたい。ロビー、
そういうことか。
なるほどな。まさにお前を抱えて邪魔だと思わねえバカはいねえよ。バッジを見るな海賊ども。4つの武器のグランドライン170カ国以上の加盟国の結それが世界だ。盾つくにはお前らがどれほどちっぽけなそれほど巨大な組織に追われてきたか分かったか。
ウィンの敵はよく分かった。ソゲキング、あの旗撃ち抜け。
了解。大パチンコ
カブト。
威力とくと見よう。ラバドスター。
Whoa!
Oh my god! They already took down like 4,000. Like, I think. I hope you don't survive. Yeah, you should be afraid.
Whoa! Look at Baby Chopper.
Oh, I like how they saved all the ones of everyone all together
Yeah.
for this. Aw.
That's a really good one.
I like it with Chopper and Robin together.
What a great moment. I teared up there at the end. I cried a little bit.
Yeah.
That's so good. What a great episode.
I was so sad when she was like laughing in the, the boat. That was way too sad. And then she just starts like, that was too sad. That was too sad.
It was too sad. But Aokiji, as ruthless and powerful as he has a heart of gold. Deep down.
Yeah, but he did hold true to his word of like, if you start causing trouble, then I'll be the first one to come after you, and he did come after them, Yeah, that was crazy.
But I wonder if it makes sense. I wonder if he is like hoping, because he saw her with like a bunch of friends, and he's just like, she'll betray you just like everyone else. It's just how it was. But she was driven to that because they didn't give a shit. But maybe he saw that they actually did care about each other, and that it was like a different thing. So then that's why he like left. Because he saw that like life was blooming and it was like a good thing and not just another transaction.
Yeah. That was crazy. I also feel like, yeah, like just the fact that they just blew up the survivorship, like it was kind of crazy that they actually did that, because it seemed like it was kind of implied that that's what they were, like when it was like people were loading up onto the ship and then they were like, oh, execute, or like
Yeah.
you know, like they're like, okay, let's do it, and then they all pull guns on all the survivors, but then all the survivors just got on the ship. So then I was like, oh, I guess it was kind of more of like I could do that, but that's maybe a little bit too far. But no, they straight up did that. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't kill like the CP9 guys as well. That were like, I thought that they were maybe just gonna get mowed down when they were still on the island. Like, they opened fire while they were on there. They had no way of knowing, whether they'd get out or not.
Mm-hmm. Vice Admiral Sakazuki.
But yeah, that was. That was so sad. Like, when he's just like, "Oh, go."
And then they destroyed the flag.
That was so good. I love how they're like, "Oh my god, they just made enemies of the world government." It's like they were already pirates. Like, they don't.
It's not enemies, it's declaring war. Destroying
Yeah,
the flag is a symbol of like that's not just, oh, I'm a criminal and under your rule. It's like I'm your military enemy, and they're taking it as pirates doing it. So they said like, oh, pirates have declared war on the world government. And in the same way that like Roger is the king of the pirates, but he doesn't pass laws, he doesn't have any actual like lands or armies. He's a spiritual sort of representative of the pirate spirit and lifestyle. In the same way that like he is in a way representing them, Luffy and the Straw Hats have in fighting and destroying Enies Lobby. It will it's a symbolic gesture that in a way represents all pirates, is kind of how I'm taking it.
Yeah, it's like if the Marines were like wanting to get rid of pirates before, they'll really be wanting to get rid of pirates now. Especially if, this kid basically rolled in here, took down 4,000 people, destroyed the whole place in a way that has not been seen in hundreds of years that it's been around. Nothing of this has happened. And this, like, relatively low bounty guy just rolled in here and destroyed everything just because he wanted his crewmate back,
I wonder, like, with the information we got this time, I wonder what the implication of that, like, hundreds of years, something like this hasn't been seen in hundreds of years. First of all, why would Kokoro, because like Clover and all those guys, it was like a big discovery, that the thing about like the ancient kingdom that like everybody united to destroy, but like Kokoro wouldn't know about that. And I would assume that, like, because she said, nobody's done this in hundreds of years, basically.
Yeah.
So she could be talking about that, but why would Kokoro know about that? Maybe Tom knew about that because he had like access to information and knowledge that other people didn't have.
Well, we were also speculating. We were also saying like either this happened before several hundred years ago, or it never happened, and she was just like, what, like, in the hundreds of years, it was more of the
right.
Because we obviously don't speak fluent Japanese, so it's like, is there like a little thing that's maybe more like, in the hundreds of years that the Enies Lobby has been around, this has never happened, or is it this hasn't happened in hundreds of years, Because they're similar but kind of have a different meaning, But this episode, like, it was so good. It was so good. I can't believe how good it was, I wasn't expecting to get that emotional, like when we went back to the present and they were trying to get Robin back, because I feel like there's been a lot, like, I mean, obviously this is the highest of emotion that it's been so far, but through all these exchanges when they're always like, Robin, like, come back, and she's like, no, and it's like, emotional, but I'm never that moved by it. But this time, after all of this backstory, it was like, oh my god, like, it was very impactful in the way that it was all done.
I love this shot with the wave of fire. Like,
and how they just do not, like, they're not phased, like, they've never seen Usopp do that. That was crazy.
Yeah, and they still never will, because it's Sogeking.
Yeah, but...
I love that Luffy, like, I still don't know, I bet Luffy believes that it's Sogeking. And he's just
He's
like,
gonna be shocked later on.
but like, you know, it would make sense also if he did know that it was Usopp, but he's just saying so.
He's just respect. Well, it's like how Sanji was. It's like Sanji obviously knows, but he knows that if he says Usopp, do this, like it's gonna be like, I'm not Usopp.
Yeah, but Luffy probably actually believes that it's just a different guy.
Yeah.
And for everyone who's gonna keep saying like, I make that mistake all the time, but Usopp and Sogeking aren't the same person, just so you're aware. I know it's easy to get them mixed up. It was revealed. We already saw his face. We saw the mask fall off. So it was revealed. I hate to ruin I hate to tell you Sen is not real or something, but like, you know.
Yeah, this episode...
Theory confirmed.
It was so good. like, yeah. It was so good. And I'm just really excited now that it's like... I just love the dedication of Luffy. Just, if I have to declare war on the entire world, it does not faze me even one bit. you know?
Well, maybe that's what kind of Kokoro was saying, but then it would. So Kokoro's referring to making an enemy of the entire world, because maybe that's what she's saying. Maybe it's like in the hundreds of years. It's been hundreds of years since anyone's made an enemy of the world. In the same way that, you know, that ancient kingdom did, but then she'd have to know about the ancient kingdom. So I don't know if we're meant to know that, if we're meant to think that she knows about the ancient kingdom. Maybe, I don't know, maybe something to do with if we theorize that Tom was Roger's shipwright, and Olivia was Roger's like paramour or on his ship as well at one point, then maybe they all knew about the ancient kingdom, perhaps. So then Tom might have passed that knowledge on to Kokoro, if Tom knew it from her or from Olivia. I don't know, because I think that's kind of what's being set up here. That's kind of what Kokoro's message is meant to be. It's like they're connecting whatever happened 800 years ago to the type of war that Luffy is like starting now. So, and I think that he's like resurrecting the spirit of the past in a way, kind of. But then that calls into question, like, what was the nature of that conflict 800 years ago if this is supposed to mirror that? Like, if Luffy is in a way like representing the sort of downtrodden, is the pirate, maybe we had it backwards, and the world government being like the ultimate pirate thing, maybe the kingdom, it was just like, you know, the pirate spirit in the same way, but it got like destroyed by the world government. I don't know.
Yeah, or it's like
What?
It's like or how the Marines are kind of like pirates, but then they become like this organization that then, you know, is again, they take down this like one country that is like ruling everything, and then kind of become that in a way as the world government. It's like you destroyed this thing for these reasons and then became that same thing, and then now someone else is coming along to like destroy you because you're the one most powerful thing.
Maybe.
I love how Frankie is so invested. He's like, oh, I love you guys. You're so awesome. It's just so good because he's just still here and he's still awesome, but he's just like, there's this super emotional moment going on. And Spandam being like, yeah, you know that they'll probably just kill you as well. And he's like, they wouldn't dare, but he's too scared, so he doesn't want to test it.
Bitch. Leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one, Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.